Hey YouTube, Girsu here. Today for you guys, me doing a couple test hands for my Adamancipator deck profile. I've been waiting, sorry, but the deck profiles have kind of been lack lately. I've been waiting on a couple cards in the mail. Not exactly waiting on them. I get my mail sent to my parents' house, and I don't live with my parents. So, yeah, I've been having to wait, and I want to wait till all the cards are there when I go get them because I don't want to drive all the way to their house and back for a couple cards, then I have to drive back again. Because they live a good 25 minutes away from me, so yeah, it's a little bit of a waste of gas. But yeah, figured I wanted to do one of these. I've been getting pretty good with this deck. I've been playing this more than I've been playing Orcus, which, if you all know, is my favorite deck, but I kind of took a step back away from that deck for a little bit, just because of the format. It's not exactly going to cut it right now. So unfortunately, we're going to have to play this busted deck, which I don't mind. I mean, it's not like I hate the deck or anything like that. I just don't like playing decks like this. That's just like turn one, blow your load and win, or not. So, but this hand is actually pretty good. We open Guardian and Researcher, so I mean that's pretty much as good as you're gonna get. So we're gonna normal summon Guardian. That's gonna protect us from all hand traps. Then we're gonna special summon the Researcher, and then we're gonna activate the Researcher's effect, excavating 5. So these are the 5 that we excavated. So we hit 1. Now I also kind of wanted to show the consistency of my deck versus other decks out there. I can almost guarantee you, and I'm not going to guarantee 100%, but I can give you about a 90% guarantee that I am not going to miss damn near any of these excavations in this deck. So yeah, that's the difference between my deck and other decks. Is a lot of other decks they can miss because they play cards like Unexpected Die, Tenny Spirited Hara, and you know the Angel Trumpeteer they play too and stuff like that. That's just not the way I like playing the deck. So from here you have a couple options, but you're gonna want to get probably want to get the Raptite on the field. So because Raptite will be able to get us. We're going to try and dig for another extender. Put the action deck up there. It's a little easier for me to grab it. My camera kind of makes it a little awkward to reach the other side. So, yeah, so we're going to go into Raptite. And that Raptite's effect will activate. Then there we go. We hit the Gigas. But we hit the Analyzer too. So we're actually going to want to special summon the Analyzer. So that's one of the best things about this deck is that every time you make you summon one of the tuners or one of the Adamancipator monsters, you're almost guaranteed to get 2 monsters out of that. So we had 2 monsters, we used them to make 1 Raptite, and Raptite's got us the other monster back. So now we're going to dig a little deeper with Analyzer. So Analyzer, hit Tackle Crusader. Like I said, it's very, very rare that I won't hit at least one of the cards that I can summon with the tuner's effects. So right now we're sitting pretty good. We're going to use Tackle Crusader and Analyzer, and then we're going to make everyone's favorite fair, totally balanced card, Halqifibrax. We can activate Halqifibrax's effect, and we are going to summon Mecha Phantom Beast O-Lion. Unfortunately, the pre-sale that I ordered online is not live until tomorrow. Today's the 23rd. Battles of Legends isn't legally allowed to be sold until the 24th. So hopefully next time I show you guys this deck, I'll have ultra rare Block Dragons and ultra rare O-Lions and the Buster, because they actually came as ultra rare. So now we're going to take Halqifibrax and we're going to link that into Linkross. I'm going to activate Linkross's effect. This allows us to get 2 tokens. So we got 2 tokens. Move this graveyard over a little bit. Bam, bam, token there. Okay, so from here we've got a pretty damn big slew of options that we can do. But what I plan on doing first is O-Lion. Use one of our tokens. And we're going to make Martial Metal Marcher. Marcher's effect is going to activate. We're not going to activate O-Lion's graveyard effect yet. We're going to revive the O-Lion. And now we're going to take the other level 1 token and the Martial Metal Marcher, and we're going to make Herald. Now you have to be careful because you're not sending cards from your hand or deck to the graveyard, like Foolish Burial's really the only thing that does that in this deck, so it's not really going to hurt you too much. But so now we already have 2 negates on the board, so yeah, we're pretty much set to win the game at this point. There's pretty much no way that your opponent is going to be able to play through the board that you're about to make, unless of course they have cards like Dark Ruler No More, but then they're not going to kill you because they can't do damage. So we're going to Synchro Summon. We're going to go into our Savage Dragon. Savage Dragon's effect is going to activate. We're going to equip the Halqifibrax to Savage Dragon. It's going to put 2 counters on him. I don't, for the life, actually I think I have dice over here. Good thing it was pretty close to me. So yeah, Savage is at 2 counters right now. So that's 3 negates on the board already, and we are not even close to done. So we are going to, on that summon, sorry, O-Line's effect will also have been Chain Link 2, so we could have chain blocked Savage Dragon. So O-Line, when it's sent to grave for the summon, Chain Link 2, and Savage Chain Link 1 to attach. So you chain block if they have anything that they can really even do at this point. So you got the token on the field, and now we are going to summon the Block Dragon by banishing 3 Earths from our graveyard. You want to keep the glove in your grave in case later on maybe we get to 1 more excavation, which is very possible, or later on in the game if they're, you know, able to somehow survive for a turn. So the glove will be in there for later in case we have another go on the field. So we're going to link 2, and we are going to go into our Union Carrier with, oops, can't go into Union Carrier, sorry about that. So instead of using the token that's right here, we're going to have to actually, because I'm stupid with zone placement, but that's fine, we can still make what we wanted to make. So we're going to summon our IP. Now we're going to have to get a way to our link zones. So what we're going to do here is yeah, I think the smartest thing actually to do right here, well, we're going to activate Block Dragon's effect first, and then we're going to get Seeker. We already have another Doki Doki, right? Yeah, we have Doki Doki and Researcher, but we're going to get another Researcher, I guess. So we're going to search for Tackle Crusader, Seeker, and our 3rd copy of Researcher. So that's going to give us 3 cards to our hand. So now I'm going to show you a little example of overextending, but if you're in a position like this, take for instance right now, I already have 2 Omni negates, a Monster Effect negate, and an IP Masquerena. So we can pretty much afford to overextend because basically we win unless they have Dark Ruler No More. So we're going to banish 1 Earth from the grave, and we're going to banish Doki Doki and the 2nd Researcher from our hand, so we're not going to need to. We're going to summon Block Dragon. Now we're going to take the Link Ross and the Block Dragon, and we're going to make Phoenix up here. And now at this point we are going to banish 3 Earths from our hand one last time and summon Block Dragon. Then we're going to take IP and Phoenix. Going to make Appaloosa. Now Appaloosa is going to be protected by card effects because of IP, and she's also going to have 2 negates. So now we are going to, since we're not going to have a rock to reveal in hand, and plus this play is basically going to secure us the game, we're going to summon Union Carrier, activate Union Carrier's effect, which will allow us to equip Dragon Buster Destruction Sword onto our Borreload Savage Dragon. So we did have to use a little bit more resources than we would have liked to, but that's just my bad because of my placement with that token kind of hindered me from link summoning something other than IP Masquerena. I could have made the Union Carrier with that, but that's just like a good example of how zone placement really does kind of matter. So basically, we are sitting on 2 Omni Negates, 2 Monster Effect Negates with Appaloosa that can't be destroyed by card effects, and they're locked out of special summoning from their extra deck. So yeah, that's pretty good for the first test hand, and that was obviously protected from hand traps because we had Guardian on the field since our very first summon. So, you know, yeah, that's a pretty good example of the first one. Now that is a board that's more of a lockdown board that I like to make. There's plenty of other fields that you can make if you want to go more heavier on negations. I can show you that. Because there's a board where you can make, instead of doing that, you basically make an Appaloosa with 3 to 4 negations on top of the Savage Dragon, except you're not going to have the Union Lock, you're going to have IP on the field with Block Dragon. So basically, you're going to be able to use Block Dragon's effect twice to refill your hand. So it's a little unfortunate that I had to use every card in my hand for that combo, but yeah, I mean, there's really not much they can do to play through that, honestly. So yeah, and if you notice, every single excavation that I did in that combo, I did not miss. So take that into consideration when you watch my deck profile. You'll understand why I play the Go-Go-Go's and don't play the other cards that people are playing. There's nothing wrong with that. If you want to play that way, all the power to you. I just, for one, do not like that build. And I've been playing this deck for a long time now, and I think I know what I'm talking about when I say this build is a little bit more consistent than those builds. I'm not saying it's better, but it's more consistent. So I'm going to do another test hand here. We're going to try and maybe play through 2 hand traps, but it's kind of hard to do that because if you have Guardian on the field, you don't really have to play through hand traps, except for maybe Impermanence or something like that. So we're going to draw Foolish, Doki, Guardian, and Gigas. Perfect. This is actually like kind of a lackluster hand, so this will be pretty decent. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to normal summon the Quacky Mirror Guardian. 9 times out of 10, this is going to be your best normal summon. Now we could have normal summoned Doki Doki here and say pitch this card to get something from deck, but then we still wouldn't have been protected from hand traps. So you always want to be protected from hand traps, because if you notice, we have Foolish Burial in our hand. So now Foolish Burial is going to send, we're going to send Analyzer, because we're going to want to save Researcher for later, because we'll be able to summon her if we get her to hand with Block Dragon. So that, do a little bit of a cut. Alright, that there. I guess we really didn't need cut because we're going to activate Signs. Again, I don't understand why people don't play this card. So Signs, since it revived an Adamancipator monster, we are allowed to now stack our deck. So we're going to stack our deck, put the Doki Doki on top of our deck. So I think that's much better than normal summoning the Doki Doki. Alright, that there. So Doki Doki's on top. So we're going to excavate. Really doesn't matter, we'll be hit at this point, so we're going to hit the Doki Doki. I'm going to special summon that. Doesn't really matter what position. Then we're going to activate the effect of, we have another excavation with Raptite. What we're going to want to do is we're going to want to get into Gallant Granite. So we're going to pitch the Gigas from our hand. Now you're going to understand like how powerful this play really is, honestly. So we're going to summon another Gigas from the deck. It's actually got to be an attack. And then we are going to trigger the other one in the grave. Now we could have summoned Glove if we wanted to as well, but we're going to want to save Glove for later in case we want to do one more hit with the Go-Go-Go's. So now we're going to thin our deck a little bit, and we are going to make our Gallant Granite. And we're going to activate Gallant Granite's effect to search for everyone's favorite card, Block Dragon. Let's see where we're at now. Okay, so 2 cards in hand, blah, 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 blah. So let's dig a little deeper into the deck. And this is another thing I'm talking about too. I'm not at all scared to, instead of going into Halqifibrax, maybe trying to excavate one more time. Because we'll do one more cut here because we just went into the deck. I'm usually never scared to excavate, especially with Raptite, because I know I will hit something. So, perfect. This is like the best hit we could have gotten at this part, so that's insane. Now, especially at this part, so now we're going to turn that one monster into 2 again. And that is absolutely busted, so we hit the Glove. So special the Glove. See, I never miss. I never miss. That's just how I built the deck. So build it my way, you won't ever miss on your excavations. So now, what we're gonna do is, now the Gigas in the grave. Just put the Glove and Researcher in the grave. Okay, let's go into Halqifibrax. Now activate Halqifibrax's effect, and they chain impermanence. That's totally fine. So now take it, like I just said, they impermanence the Halqifibrax. So now what you're gonna do, since they know you have Block Dragon, or since you have Block Dragon, you're gonna banish 3 from your grave, summon it. Now you're gonna want to keep an Adamancipator monster on the field as well, or at least Risen, because it's gonna help you get into your synchro plays. So now we are going to take Halqifibrax, Block Dragon, and Gallant Granite, and we are gonna go into Appaloosa. Now Appaloosa is gonna have 3 negates. Block Dragon's effect is gonna trigger. So let's say they had Ash Blossom, you can either take a counter off this or use Guardian's effect, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to say they have Imperm. Tackle Crusader, and the Researcher. Now, take into consideration, we did not special summon Researcher with her own effect. We special summoned Researcher off Raptite. So, we searched 2 extenders. We will be able to summon 2 of these guys and still be able to use Seeker's effect. So we're going to special summon Seeker. We're going to excavate. Summon Glove. Shame we didn't hit Gigas, that would have been amazing. I guess now we're going to do this. And we're going to make a Dweller. So no graveyard for your opponent. I'm going to special the Researcher and special summon the Block Dragon. We've already used Researcher's excavation effect, so she's just a free extender at this point. Now we're going to take these and this and this, not these and this. We are going to make Union Carrier. Now we're going to take this and this. Going to make Savage. Savage effect will trigger. Equip Halqifibrax. Putting him at 2 counters. Yeah, excuse me, I don't like putting the counters directly on the sleeves because if the counters have, or the dice have dirt on them or grime or whatever, it's going to get on my sleeve, and I don't like buying a million sleeves all the time. So got that. I'm gonna activate Union Carrier's effect. I'm gonna equip the Buster Sword to the Savage. Okay. Now we're going to banish 3 Earths, summon block. A little unfortunate that we can't use Union Carrier as material the same turn as Link Summon, but I guess that would just be a little too good. Alright, and then, yeah, so that is this combo. So, without Needle Fiber, with him getting impermanence, there was actually really no way for us to stop the impermanence. And it's very common that people are going to impermanence Alka-Fibrax. So through the impermanence, we still have Savage Dragon and 3 negates with Appaloosa, as well as an Abyss Dweller, and they're locked from the extra deck still. So we're going to do one more combo. It's getting a little long video here, but we're going to do one more combo, and we're going to play through 2 Handtraps. So that was through 1 Handtrap. Now, I mean, obviously, I'm not psychic, so I'm not going to know what my opponent is going to impermanence, but it's pretty common that people, if they cannot Ash or Veiler something with the rock guy on the field, with Guardian on the field, and they have impermanence, it's still wise to impermanence Needle Fiber, because the card just nets you an insane amount of advantage. So that's what I would have done in that situation. So we're going to banish the Gallon Granite 2. Or we banished the Gallon Granite 2, so I got to shuffle that back in. So I'm going to try my best to play through 2 Handtraps here. Unfortunately, if I have Guardian on the field, I'm still going to say like to have Ash or Veiler or something like that, and then I'll just use the Guardian's effect. So maybe, I mean, it's still not optimal to do something like that, but you can still do something like that for the aspect where you're going to want to get that body off the field too. So it's still a 1-for-1 trade. So, but yeah, so that's just, I'm just trying to show you guys the consistency of this deck, the way that it can play through stuff. It's just insane. So alright, so shuffled up pretty good. One of these, one of these, one of these, and this. Alright, so let's see what our last hand is looking like. Okay, so perfect. So we don't even have Guardian, so I don't have to even worry about that. So we're going to normal summon the Doki Doki, and then we're going to activate Doki Doki's effect. We're going to pitch the Researcher, or the Seeker, in our hand. Now let's say they have Veiler. So they Veiler the Doki Doki. That's fine. So we're going to special the Researcher, activate Researcher's effect, excavate 5. So now we got Guardian. So we're going to special summon the Guardian. And put those back on the bottom. Now with signs, you could use signs right now, but we're not going to because it's pointless. So we're going to special summon the Seeker now. I'm going to activate Seeker's effect. 5. We're going to get Glove on the field. Really good to set Glove up early, so later on if we can hit Gigas with Raptite, that's just insane. So from here, we are probably going to go into... Best bet would probably be to go into Needle Fiber. Alright. So summon Needle Fiber. Activate its effect. Say they impermanence it. That's fine. So now we're going to... At this point, we really need to dig a little bit deeper into our deck. So we're going to have to get... No. Let's get him off the field. Let's go into the Banana. Use his effect. Give us 2 tokens. Let's see, where do we want to go from here? We're going to take the Seeker and one of the tokens. We're going to make Marshall's effect. Doesn't really matter what we revive at this point, as long as it's a tuner. Use the other token and Marcher. We're gonna go into Herald. So remember, at this point, they've already used Valor / Ash and Impermanence. So, now, jeez, where do we go from here? Sorry, I'm just trying to think. Believe it or not, this deck is not as helmet as people think it is. So, yeah, we have a negate on board, so I think we're safe to get Guardian off the field. So we're going to need to dig. If we can hit a Gigas, go Gigas off of this Raptide here, that would just be excellent. Perfect. See, we got the Gigas. Perfect. So we got the Gigas. That is going to allow us to get access to Block Dragon, because now we're going to special summon the glove. And we're going to overlay these two to Gallant Granite. And activate Gallant Granite's effect. Now let's say they Ash Gallant Granite. So let's say they Valored the Doki Doki in the beginning of the combo. They Impermanence the Crystron Helka Fibrax, and they Ash Blossom the Gallant Granite. You're going to Tribute Herald. Negate it. Search for Block Dragon. And then on Resolution, your opponent Nibiru's you. Okay? So let's just say that they're a fucking god, and they had Impermanence, Valor, Ash, and Nibiru. So they Impermanence, Ash, Valor, and Nibiru you. So you got your rock token, but you still have Block Dragon on the field. So now we're gonna banish 1, 2, 3. Now obviously this is not going to be that strong of a field, since we imaginarily, got Handtraps fucking 4 times. But yeah, summon Block Dragon, then you're going to link the Block Dragon and the token, which fantastically is a rock. And instead of making the Union Carrier though, we're going to make the IP. Activate IP's effect, or Block Dragon's effect. It's going to give us searches. I'm going to search Analyzer, Researcher, and the Last Seeker. Okay. Now here's where Signs comes in clutch. So we're going to activate Signs. We're going to bring the Raptide on the field. Going to banish 3 rocks from our grave. Summon the Block Dragon. Now your options here are you can make an Appaloosa with 3 negates and summon Block Dragon 1 more time by banishing 2 Earths from grave and another Earth from your hand. Or you can just leave your field where it is now and you can just IP them. Now take into consideration, they hand trapped you 4 times. They had all 4 different hand traps in their hand. So that means they have 1 card left in their hand and a Nibiru on their field. So say the 1 other card in their hand is Jet Synchron, and then they maybe drew into like an Elixir or Scarlet Sanguine. So what you're gonna do is as soon as they normal summon Jet, you activate IP Masquerade's effect and spin it away with Unicorn, and then you'll get another Block Dragon search. And if they have cards, your Risen Raptide is protected by battle and card effects, right? Or just by card effects with Block Dragon on the field. So played through 4 hand traps, and you still made an IP Masquerena, with 3 cards in your hand and a block dragon that you were able to use one more time before your turn comes around. So, I mean, it's very unlikely that your opponent is going to have that many fucking hand traps, but if they didn't have that Nibiru, it would have just been still almost full combo. But I didn't want to go that far because it's just insane. So like I said, that's 4 hand traps we played through, and we still made an IP with block dragon on the field and have 3 cards in our hand, ready to go for next turn again. So, all right, well, thanks for watching, guys. Let me know in the comments down below what other combo videos you want to see, or if I should do more combo videos with this, with more test hands where I get hand trapped and stuff like that. Also, I kind of want to do maybe like a Necros test hands and Orcus and stuff like that. Maybe, so just let me know below, guys. All right, Girsu out.